Okay, today we're going to have a discussion based mostly around consultation. So the consultation is the very first thing that we do. So Sean's been training for 8 years plus. I've been training for over 10 years. I think we're at 12. I don't even like to tell people how long I've been doing it now. But every single time somebody comes in, we do a consultation. And to me, I know why it's important, but I want to get Sean's perspective on it. Why is a consultation so important, right? Why do we start by talking to somebody?
Yeah, I think the most important about consultation get to know that person. You know, especially before you set up a plan or a goal or anything about that person. We all know that basically first date. You know, in relationship, right? In relationship, you gotta know that person well. Is this person fit for me, or is this person fit in our gym? You know, our system, our planning comes to work it out, or setting a goal for the person. And from there, I just basically ask. I don't have a specific question. It depends on the person I'm talking to. And that question is actually, basically based on the person that I'm talking to. You know, for example, let's say the person wants to lose weight, or you know how it goes based on your client, and I'm just, basically pick a question for that specific person. Basically, how about you?
Yeah, why is the consultation important? Like you said, it's trying to figure out if they fit into our system, but also for me, it's figuring out what they actually need from me. So I feel like as a trainer, and you know this, we have so many more tools, I think, than people realize, right? Like the person working out with you for weight loss, they think that you're a weight loss coach, right? The person doing strength thinks that you're a strength, like people that are injured, you can help them, and they think that you have like a physical therapy background, and it's, so for me, to answer the question, it's I have to figure out what that person needs from like my data bank of knowledge and experience, and to fill their gaps. And to me, that's why the consultation is important. My questions are to figure out what's this person missing where they need me, right? Because maybe somebody already is on a good nutrition plan, but they don't know strength training. If I go into it assuming that they need help with nutrition, I'm going to kind of waste time, right? Or if I assume that that person knows how to weight lift, or they have some experience, or I assume that they have no experience. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is the consultation is important so that we don't make any assumptions about the person, and so that they don't make any assumptions about you too, because you know this, sometimes people, they think trainers are a certain way. Right, like that person might think that you're a hardcore boot camp style.
Which is a lot of people think, because I think unfortunately, get issuer trainers, we are like like push hard. But in reality, in our world, we ask questions based on what we need from you guys, right? And how to make a plan that actually work for you and on your level. Our client, I think that's that one too, right?
No, for sure. As you were saying, on their level, like part of the questions that we ask people is also, this is another thing too, sometimes you ask them to figure out mentally, emotionally where they're at.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's a big one too.
That's do you have any specific questions to figure out to like where they're at, about how they feel about fitness?
Oh yeah, usually it comes to, well, the thing is, I think most people look for, you can be wrong, I think most people look for personal training. Of course, they want to engage in shape, weight loss, injury removal, especially the people who want to lose weight. I think most of it is like more psychological, psychology, I think, and that part, of course, is a little more tricky and lightweight. Like sometimes I love to go get on that side because I can figure out it's actually this person I can help because I think in my experience I thought fitness is all about, or not fitness, or personal training with other people is like workout, or technique for the fitness thing, but not really because some people actually need support with guidance because I have clients that I would say right now about 80% really high actually depressed. Depression, they suffer from, they hate their job, things like that. So I basically, your answer your question is like I ask questions more specific comes to like behavior. Behavior, which is example, right? Like, all right, what do you feel about fitness? Well, everybody.
Depends on the answer.
You think that you're motivated, but not really. Right? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's always that part. There's always the mental, emotional part. And honestly, for being honest, and I remember you kind of brought this up a while ago, you would always talk about how like most of the problems are because of that. It's not exactly because how you feel about things influences how you act, which influences how much you sleep, it influences what you choose to eat, it influences how much energy you have for the workout. And so how you feel about stuff is super important. I think we get that a lot from the people that we have consultations with. And again, this is experience, right? I think so many trainers miss the mark, and I honestly, not to brag on our gym, but I always say, well, I guess I am bragging on our gym. I always tell people, I'm like, the biggest difference in our gym is where we start, right? The consultation, because we're also taking into account that part, like how is this person's lifestyle
or the relationship of a new journey for them.
It's all new. Right? So understanding where they're at for us as a new person, not as, because again, like the point I was going to make was trainers think that person likes to work out like they do, or they like to go hard like me, or they want to eat the protein like me.
Absolutely.
They don't.
I think that I think all your trainers make that mistake.
Absolutely. And so I think one of the big parts about what we do is we never forget that our clients and our members are like beginner level for the most part. And even when we hire new trainers on, right, we always talk to them about like don't overwhelm them. Right. Don't the food, the water, the sleep. You can't. Realistic. Right. We always talk about this, right? That's why we're having a sit down now, because these are conversations we have all the time about what do you do, how do you see it. But yeah, one of the things we do is understand that there's like you said, it's like overwhelming, it's beginner, and so you can't
assume that they want something when you're doing. Sometimes we assume that, like you say, like, I love to work out, but this person, they hate to work out. So how do you make that person
fix that problem? Right. Yeah, because that's not a physical problem. That's going back to the point. Sometimes trainers focus so much on the physical stuff. Like, oh, you don't know how to squat, I'm going to teach you how to squat, which is good. We do that too.
Yeah, of course, part of it.
But if you're listening and you're asking the right questions, you might realize, oh, this person doesn't enjoy working out. So my first thing I'm going to do before I teach them how to squat and how to eat and how to sleep, I'm going to try to make them have a little fun. Make it enjoyable. Make them feel good when we're talking about stuff. Talk about things that they want to talk about so that they can express themselves. And so what happens is now your experience coming to the gym becomes a good experience, and now we can attack the next thing.
Because if you don't do that, your client always feel they're surviving through your workout. I've been there, trust me. I train people and they told me, whew, man, I go through it, and I guess as a trainer, if you really want, or if you love what you do, or when you care about people, you care actually your job, what you do, you care about your company, you actually evaluate those what people saying about or feedback, right? And I'm aware of that, so I changed that, which is you're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to feel, I feel good. You know, I want to do this again. All right, not because you're awesome trainer, but you actually give a quality.
So you feel like the few times that somebody has told you, "Wow, I made it" or whatever, you read that as like maybe you were doing a little too much.
Yeah, it's too much, or you carry away. I understand when you carry away your training, you carry away, hardcore. We're both of that way. Unfortunately, we think that sweating is good. I go with that. I think we started from you go sweat. Or you go make that client sweat. You're not doing your job right. The way I think we've always been doing it for the restaurant for 8 years, but I kind of understand the opposite side. If I make this person sweat, that means I overdo it, or basically like always compare like meds. Like if you overdose meds, what do you feel? You feel dizzy, you feel miserable, right? I think fitness or training is exactly like that. It has to be a good amount, you're going to feel
right
good.
Dose.
And the right dose, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. I think we have to understand, or you have to basically separate yourself as a coach on your level.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
You know?
Yeah. And that's, I mean, and it's funny, we're having this whole conversation.
Right.
And this is all what we're doing in the consultation. Right? We haven't even started. Well, actually, of course, the consultation, the first workout. So I guess we are talking a little bit about working out, but
right.
But this is the mindset, I guess, is what I'm trying to get people to kind of hear and understand. Like these are all the things that we're evaluating when we have a consultation, right? And you know this because you've been with me for so many years. Like one of my biggest pet peeves is when trainers. They say you're going to have a consultation and it's just a workout. Just to make that person sweat, to your point, right? The trainer's like, okay, it's your first day. Let's do burpees and battle ropes. And that's not an assessment. That's not a consultation. That's just a workout when you're assuming that they're healthy. You're assuming that they don't have back pain. You're assuming that's bad, right? And so for us, the reason why we're having a whole talk on the consultation is because you have to ask the right questions to know exactly who you're working with and how to help them best. And that's another part of it too. Like, are you hurt? Have you been hurt? Right? There's certain exercises I can't have you do. Right? So for example, and you know this, but for the people listening, if you tell me, oh, you want to get a super strong back squat. Oh, I want to be able to squat 200 pounds. Okay, well, if I take the goal and I just go with that, I'm missing information because I also got to know how does your back feel? I got to know how tight your ankles are.
Also, usually people like that, I always ask, without saying it, is this person have an ego? Things like that.
Right. Why is this goal even important to you?
And why is that? Right. Well, again, I want to live heavyweight because the next person next to me at gym. Things like that. I heard that. Yes.
Yeah, it's not even for your own health.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. And then that's a whole other conversation you have to have, right? So there's a lot of conversations that you have to have with people, and that's one of the beauties about being able to work one-on-one with somebody that you don't get in a group. Right. The clients, it's like you don't get to have that conversation about why do you want to squat so much, or why do you not like working out, or those conversations. Like you said, it's like a first date. You don't have a first date with somebody with other people, right? Yeah. You're kind of, you got to be really engaged, and so I think that is one of the benefits of doing it like how we do it, right, one-on-one.
Let me ask you this, man. When you sit down on your first day, what's the first mindset we got? The person you're talking to. Where's the first mindset?
What do you mean? The first thing on my mind?
Yeah, the first thing in your mind. The very first thing.
Honestly, this might not be the answer you're looking for. Or maybe it is, right? But this is what I'm thinking. The first time I meet somebody, my first thought is that I need to make them as comfortable as possible when they show up. Because, again, going back to what we've been talking about this whole time, right? They're usually new to this experience.
Right.
And so I know what it has felt like when I walk into a new place and nobody says hi, Nobody knows I'm coming. I don't know where to sit, right? Like I went to this martial arts place the other day, and I walked in, and I was like, I don't know what to do here. Like nobody's helping me, you know? And so I had to go look for a worker and whatever, right? Maybe they're busy, but the whole point is, because I know what that feels like, my first thought when a new person is coming is, I want to make them feel as comfortable as possible in the gym. I know that maybe they have misconceptions about like what trainers are like, right? So maybe they think I'm going to be some big meathead who just wants to squat right away, and so I want to make sure that I'm in a place where I'm making them feel comfortable in the gym, and kind of not even making it about the fitness, but making it about what you're the benefits you're trying to get out of
Also,
it.
you don't want that person to feel intimidating.
Of course, exactly.
I think most beginners or never been to fitness just feel intimidating. That's why I think most people come at smaller gym or one-on-one, because they feel people watching them, or they people watching them lifting heavy.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So that's what's on my mind when I first meet them. And then also, here's another thing. I'm actually actively, and you tell me if you do this, I'm actively trying to not make any assumptions.
Right, yeah.
So we've talked about this a million times, but here's a story, a real life story about not making assumptions. I had a person who came in, and they were, obviously overweight, but I didn't make an assumption, and I just talked to them, and I heard what they wanted. And funny enough, they never mentioned losing weight. Anybody that saw this person would think, oh, they're at the gym because they want to lose weight, obviously. So I'm a big believer when I meet somebody, and you know this, we've talked about it with the new trainers, we talk about it, never assume anything about a person. Never assume they're injured or that they're healthy. Never assume that they sleep a lot or that they don't sleep. Don't assume they eat well or they don't eat well. You don't know. That's the whole point of the consultation. And so, but because as human beings we're programmed to make connections, when somebody comes in, I constantly tell myself, ask questions, make no assumptions. And so I'm making them comfortable, but I'm also starting from the beginning. Even if I sound a little ridiculous asking about a goal, right? Like somebody who's very overweight, they're like, why are you asking me what my goal is? Like I'm here to lose weight, because it's obvious for them. But I don't want to make an assumption, because I don't know, because in the past, going back to the story about this woman, she never mentioned weight loss. She wanted to get as strong as possible. And so I listened to her, and that's what we did. That's what she wanted. I can't, so I don't know. So I guess that's the other thing on my mind. So one is make them uncomfortable so that they don't feel intimidated. And then two is blank slate. I don't know why you're here. I have to figure that out. That's why we're meeting today. So what about you? What, outside of making them feel comfortable and not intimidated, what's the
maybe this is kind of something different for me.
Yeah.
I think someone asked me this, I think the first thing in my head is I want to help this person.
Yes, okay.
That's it. I think that's my mindset. I want to help this person. It doesn't matter whose person is. It doesn't matter. My goal always is to figure out how to help this person, and it helped me a lot, because
I gotta say that might be what I'm saying in a different way, right? Because I'm trying not to make an assumption, but you're right. Because I'm trying to help them.
Right.
If I make an assumption, I can't help them.
Right, because I know today, I think these people, they don't get hardcore the exercise, the physical exercise the most, but always remember, I always remind myself that they want someone to care about them or help them. I think that's always my mindset, so it's always worked for me. And what happened in my mind telling me, being open-minded, it doesn't matter what they don't know what you're saying, or because they don't know what they want sometimes.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So for me, my job is to help you and to figure out what exactly you want, and then help you and let me deliver that for you. So